116th Hotline.
It's your girl, Sadie.
It's Valerie.
And this is Satana. And welcome back. Or if this is your first time here, hi.
Welcome.
Hi. We are 116th Hotline, and we are a trio of sisters who like to talk.
Yada, 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 yada.
And we talk about anything from our Hmong community. Hi, Hmong community.
To
Our daily lives, to
our
everything.
traumas,
Everything
you could ever want.
We are the friend group that you never had.
Oh my
God, I love that.
We're the crack energy without the crack.
No, seriously, that's what we are.
Oh my God, don't say that.
You can definitely consider us your friends.
Your new friends. So sit back, unwind,
Relax.
press play, and let's get into it.
Dun, dun, dun.
On another night of... No, I was going to say 92.2 slow
92.2
jams.
slow jams. We got a message right here.
Fox 23
No,
News.
it's like the slow jams. Who do you want to shout out this song to?
We got...
I want to give this shout out to my lover. She's in it.
Hi, baby. Thank you so much for...
Hey, baby, I just want to say I love you and I miss you and I can't wait for you to come back
this
home.
song to you, Usher, Lovers and Friends.
Please tell your lovers and friends.
When we'll be lovers and friends.
Oh, let's go, little baby.
Okay. Okay, let's do it in line. Go.
Oh, I got.
Okay,
She got the pipe.
Okay.
So she gonna get the... Anyways, I'm gonna edit that out.
Please.
Okay, anyways.
Okay. Anywho, as you can tell, that was a little snippet of our ADHD.
Yes.
And we love it here because it's fun. It keeps you on your toes. You know what I mean?
You girls keep me young.
Oh my gosh. That just reminds me, like, literally, I don't know about you guys, but since I have ADHD undiagnosed,
Disclaimer.
just gonna put that out there, but I really do have
Self-diagnosed.
ADHD. Self-diagnosed. There you go. That's a better way to put it. I always have this conversation with them and my friend Leslie because, like, I feel like us four, or maybe you two, I don't know. Do you guys ever have like an internal dialogue where you always talk to yourself?
Yes. Especially when I'm at the gym.
I saw a meme before about like that whole entire internal dialogue thing, and like where they say, "Do you ever talk to yourself?" And then like on the bottom it says, "I debate about everything, blah blah blah," or all the time, you know. And I'm like, I feel like for the longest time, like this goes back to when I was a kid, that I've been talking to myself in my head, and so much more now than ever that I'm an adult even.
Or like for me, I see it as like in my head I'm narrating everything. Like right now, like as I'm looking at the camera, I'm narrating like, okay, I'm looking at Sadie, I'm looking at Valerie, and then I have to make sure that we're in frame in the camera, and I'm also narrating like, okay, what do I have to do after this? And I'm also like, okay, look at Valerie's ankle. Like I have that little voice in my head.
I feel like I used to have that really, really bad before I got on meds, and then now that I'm on meds, I do it still, but not as much and not as crazy as it used to be.
Like narrating as you're doing it, or just like inner dialogue.
Inner dialogue, like I'm talking to myself, like, oh, I guess I'm just gonna go sit down. Should I sit down? Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down. I'm gonna go sit down.
So you don't have that as bad.
I don't have
not as
narrating
bad.
You don't have the narrating.
So how's your inner
so
dialogue?
here's an example. Well, first of all, I think I've had the narrating before, like you said, but then like just like so much more in like a space if I'm alone and I'm just like, you know, but then other than that, like if I'm just driving or something, I don't, it's not even internal, like I speak it out loud, like I talk to myself.
Yeah, I do that too.
I do, because the other day, like I said, I was driving and it was so funny because remember her on the earlier episode when we were talking about identity, and I was thinking about me and my friends growing up or whatever. I just started talking out loud as if I was recording myself for the podcast. I was literally talking to how I am talking to the camera now.
You know, a lot of people say that's very therapeutic to do, though. Like talk out loud. Like talk your thoughts out loud.
Yes,
because like when you try to like talk your thoughts in your head without saying it out loud, your brain gets over. And Nina does that, and that's why she's laughing, because she talks. She doesn't talk out loud. That's why she's laughing,
bro.
But like talking out loud, it's so much easier and lighter on your brain, because then your brain's trying to handle all the information that you've ever encountered all day that day, and then if you're not talking out loud too, your brain's like, overstimulated.
Well, you know, in the past, Tatiana, whenever you mentioned that, oh, if you're driving, just have a good cry. Just listen to some sad music and just have a good cry when you're driving. What's therapeutic to me is I talk out loud to myself whenever I drive. Even in the morning when I'm driving to work, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, oh, so-and-so's going to be blah, blah, blah again today, you know. And the other day I was talking to myself, like, literally as if I was recording myself in the podcast, like, speaking out loud like this.
Like,
and,
just talking.
And a lot of the times I talk to myself in third person point of view rather than yes, I don't say stuff like I don't like, for example, if I were to talk out loud, I wouldn't do this. I can't wait till I get home, blah, 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 blah. I don't do that. I just kind of I don't know, it's just weird. Like I feel like I talk to my imaginary self. Like
you're talking to yourself.
Yeah, or I'll be like, okay, whenever you get home, you're gonna do this, or that's not that third point of view. I'm like, that's second person. I don't know, whatever. But it's not in first. I don't talk in first person point of view.
Right, when I get home, I have to do this.
Yeah, I'm not.
She's not saying that. She said, whenever you get home, you have to make sure to do this. You have to do that.
And then like
it's like you're self-instructing yourself.
Yes. Yes.
Do you think that helps
out of body? And I agree with her. It's so therapeutic because after I speak it out, I'm like. Then I thought about it. I was like, I started cracking up. I'm like, I'm so dumb. But then I'm like, wait, I should record that because then, you know, because I would have gotten like some, what is that called? You did it the other day whenever you say you were self-recording just to let it out and you send it to us. What is that called? Whenever you just like,
I don't know. Voice memos?
No, not voice memos.
In the moment?
Not like journaling, but then like us recording wise.
A video diary?
Video diary, kind of. Remember whenever you did it and you sent it to us and you say you felt better just sending it out to us? I don't remember what the actual term was, but it's so therapeutic, dude. It really is. And then after I talked about it at all, like it wasn't just lingering on my mind anymore. Like I still have
like
the
you let
information.
it out.
Yeah, I let it out. I still have the information and I still remember it, but it's just not like that whole like, I don't know.
I think that's so funny that's how your inner dialogue is, that you're saying it from a second point of view, like, okay, you need to make sure to wash the dishes when you get home, and you know that you have to do this, and you know that you need to go to bed because you know you got to be up, because that's so different. Because for me, I'll be laying in bed and I'll say to myself like, I should probably get up now. I'll say it out loud and I'll be like, man, I really need to go to I talk out loud to myself, and like I used to do it really bad. Now I don't do it as much, but like back then when I used to, like before I was on meds, oh my god, it would be so bad. Like I would be like having a own conversation with myself. That's in my brain. Like I would be I'd be like, well, why are you doing that? I don't know why I'm doing that. Like in my own brain.
I've done that too.
And then I would just like, whenever I am doing that, I'll just like be staring like this, and then like I'm like talking to myself. Yeah.
Zoning you.
And like, but like when I go to the gym, I notice that I do that a lot at the gym, and even now, I'll be like, I would talk to myself a lot. I'll be like, okay, come on, you can do it. One more set, and I'm like, why the fuck is that person looking at me?
Yes, I was gonna say, I talk to other people in my head. Like, I'm like, why are you freaking looking at me, dude? Like, turn around. Or I'll be like,
yes. Or I'll be like, why are you looking this way? Oh god, here comes another freaking old guy like, trying to look at me. And I'll be like, oh, that girl's shorts are cute. I should go ask her. I'm like, no, I shouldn't go ask her because then she's gonna
continuously. Yes. And I just want to add on to that, like, other than internal dialogue, like, I used to be really good with just, like, keeping a straight face, like you said, but I am the worst person at keeping my facial expression, like, to control it. I cannot control my facial expressions for crap. Like, if I see something that, like, I feel, whatever I see and I feel it, my face will show it. Like, automatically. It's so
I remember,
bad.
like, when we went to Whiskey 918 and we had the culture shock, my face, I was literally, like, this the whole time, like, literally, I was just like, because I have never flabbergasted. I was really flabbergasted because they were like doing the two-step and they were like doing the clapping underneath the leg and hopping and like and the thing that blew my mind so much was that all of them knew the exact same moves. Dance because like I guess each song has one specific dance.
Yeah.
And like everybody knew the dance moves, so they were all moving in a line.
Actually,
it was quite beautiful. But I was just like, how are you guys knowing the exact? Like, is it on YouTube? That was like the dance tutorial for that specific song because they were all doing the exact same thing. And I was just like
a mob dance.
It was like a mob dance, but every single,
but in the country, like,
but every single dance was like
line dancing. Is that what they call it? I guess.
And I was just like, I was literally shook. Like my mouth. I think somebody recorded like a video of me, but like my mouth was like open, like literally culture shock the whole time. I was like, oh my gosh.
And not even like not even like exaggerating.
Yeah, I was literally like, oh my gosh. Like it was just, I've never seen any. It was like flash mob after flash mob after flash mob. It was like same dance. I was like, oh my gosh, how do you guys know all this?
That's
like,
me on a daily, even at work with and this is the worst part because I'm a teacher obviously. So whenever my kids, if they say something and I cannot control it, like my face will show. I will literally be like, Or I'll be like I cannot control, like, even if I'm talking to you guys, my co-teachers, if they say something that way how I feel it, I will be like, when I'm at the gym, if I see something that's just like, if I see like a dude doing like I don't know, like a set and his butt cracks is showing, I will literally be like,
yes,
like,
me too.
Like, and I cannot control it. Like, it's so
in my
bad.
head, I'll be like, oh my god, look at that nasty ass butt crack. I'm like, I wonder if anybody has told him about the butt crack. Maybe I should tell him about the butt crack.
Going back to inner dialogue,
yes,
I think I'm.
Are you more of a second person or a first person?
I have conversations.
Self conversations.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, I'm so exhausted. I'm like, damn, bitch, you didn't even say nothing to nobody, and I'm like over here like having your own conversation with myself, like in my head, like, okay, because I feel like, okay, on the other spectrum, right, I know people who talk out loud to themselves.
Okay, me,
I do that. Yeah,
no, but then like
what,
I talk out loud to myself all the time when I'm doing something.
Like in front of people.
Yeah,
like
I'm trying to think if I've met anybody like that.
No, okay, and I'm this person who shall not be named talk to themselves out loud, like.
I think I do that
around other people,
under their breath.
No, like not under the breath, like just like
explaining what they're doing.
Like, dude, what the fuck was that? Like, what was that person thinking? Like, oh my gosh! And I'm over here like, who are they talking to?
But what was that person talking? Asking you that?
No, they're talking to themselves.
Just like having a conversation with themselves.
I do that at work, but then whenever I do that at work, it's because I'm like doing something. I'll just be talking to myself like, okay, I should do that.
But then it's like a daily thing. Like this person like regularly does it. So I think there's two ends of the spectrum. Like, yes, I could see like you doing it like for like therapeutic reasons or whatnot. But for me, I just never have done that. Like sometimes I'll talk to myself like, oh dang, I forgot to do that. But then I don't normally do it for like therapeutic reasons. But I feel like I should. But
I'm telling you,
I don't know. I just be having conversations in my own brain that I'm just like overstimulated.
That's why you need to let it out.
I know, but you need to get this shirt.
Ooh,
Overstimulated Moms Club.
The only time I talk out loud or like in third person, I guess, is whenever I'm like really sad and I'm just like, oh my gosh, did they really freaking do that? I'm so freaking irritated.
Or you think about different scenarios in your head.
Yeah, but then for me it's like first person. I don't think about it in like second person, or I don't like talk in like a second person point of view. But then I do narrate a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. Narrating. Like I narrate literally as like I'm doing my things. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go brush my teeth and I'm gonna go find an outfit. Oh yeah, and then we gotta get Oliver ready. And I'm like, I literally narrate every single thing of my life, and it never shuts off ever.
I think it goes back to that whole episode when we were talking about, what was it, mental health?
Yeah.
Or something
about Valerie's like, oh, I'm medicated now, so I don't even have that.
Right, yeah, right. I don't have it as much. Like, I don't know. My mind's just kind of blank.
I honestly think that everybody's has gone through internal dialogue or still
some
actively talking to themselves in their heads.
But I saw a video where someone's like, does anybody else talk to themselves in their head or like have that little voice in their head? I'm like, not like we're crazy, but it's like, you know, I have that narration or that dialogue. Like,
because honestly, if you think about it, if you don't, it's kind of creepy if you don't at all.
Well, and think about it. Like, do some people have it like in a British accent? Like, what is your inner what does your inner dialogue look like? Like, is it a British accent? Funny. Is it an Australian accent? Is it just you, but in your head? Like how? And then for me, I just think about like, okay, people who are in like the UK, like, is their inner dialogue like British? Like,
that is so funny.
Now I'm going to the store. That's more like Australian accent, but you know, like, how how does that work?
For me, it's just my own voice. Like,
it is, yeah.
Like, I hear my own self talking to me. Like,
so if it was an Australian person, yes, I'm pretty sure. Yes, to answer your question, Tatiana, I'm pretty sure their voice would be in their accent. If it was a Thai person having a conversation with a Thai person's head, it would be in Thai. It would be in their language. Is that what you're saying, or you're just talking about
perception?
Perception. Yeah. Like whenever you're talking second person point of view, do you hear your own voice, or are you talking to yourself in Hmong?
Exactly. I was gonna say in Hmong or English. I feel like it's both sometimes. Honestly, I hear myself talking to myself in both language. And
I can see that.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm trying to think. Do I know anybody that actually talks out loud like that? And I do know now. I just remember my mother. I love it. She's so funny though. She doesn't like. It's so cute because like she'll be cleaning and she'll talk to herself and like and out loud, and she's by herself too. But she'll like talk to herself in Hmong and she'll be like, oh, yeah, you know, stuff like that. And I'll be like, Mom, who are you talking to? And she'll just laugh, like, funny. She's like, oh, I'm just talking to myself. But I think it's so funny and cute. She doesn't do it a lot, but she just does it. Just, I guess, to remind herself. Yeah.
That's probably where you get it from.
Yes, it is. 100%. I think so, because I've never heard my dad talk to himself, ever.
He probably has that inner dialogue.
I got the whole entire
He's talking to himself, like
different scenarios.
Look at this daughter and wife.
I can't. Like, he barely talks in general, so.
Yeah, he does.
That's probably why.
In public.
He got that inner dialogue.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Inside Out?
Yes. Oh my god.
With the little
dude, that's emotions.
That's literally what I think. When you think about inner dialogue, that's what I think about. Like the sad emotion, happy emotion, like watching everything I do through my eyes. Like
that's probably one of the most creative movies Disney Pixar has ever created.
And if you haven't watched it, we'll put like a little like snippet clip on our Instagram. Good. It's such a good movie. Can you also
insert a picture? Because this past year,
on our YouTube.
Yeah, this past year for Halloween, my co-teachers and I, we dressed up as them.
As the
and I was angered.
Do you want me to include that picture?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Insert here.
Of you guys dressing up?
I will put the picture of us and the actual characters. Like, it's a whole, like,
I know, but what if they don't want to be...
Oh, that's true, huh? I'll just do me, because I do have a single picture of me as the character.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
Anger,
yeah, so here for reference, if you guys...
Insert here, Skatana.
Yeah. We'll see the photo right here of Miss Sasa, dressed up as one of the Inside Out characters. And if you guys haven't seen the movie, it's a really, really awesome movie.
So
I love the message behind it, and it really just... I think for how far we've come along in terms of like mental health and like inner dialogue, that movie did a great job of interpreting in an abstract way. Like for you to physically see like how feelings can manifest and how you can imagine feelings are like.
Yes.
If you were to put like. Feelings into like people perspective, like it's into characters. It's a really good movie.
Even though it's so much more of like a kids movie, like I feel like it would be more understandable for from a as an adult's point of view. Like honestly, all the Pixar Disney movies, that's why I'm so connected to them, because the message, like you said, the message behind them are just so very like it hits deep for adults, for us.
Yeah, and that movie I feel like was really good because it helped you distinguish like like that inner dialogue type of thing where it's like you always have these feelings. And then it's easier to explain it because that movie really shows you like how it is, like how people feel their feelings and the inner dialogue, like for real. Some people's like, actually I don't have that at all. In that TikTok video I saw, I was like, wait, some people don't have that?
That's a lie. If you don't even have any inner thoughts at all in your head, I don't believe you're human. You're not. There's no way, because
you're a psychopath.
You're a psychopath, honestly.
Or you're overly medicated.
It just mutes it. And it mutes it all for you.
Yes. And you're like emotionless.
I know, Val's like, actually I have no thoughts at all. Like
like the whole time they were talking I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about it.
She's hollow right now, guys. In the inside, she's like, she got nothing up there.
It's kind of like, I was just, I think, was it something like a podcast I was listening to the other day? Like I said, I was telling you, it was more of the identity thing. But then they did also mention something about that whenever you try not to think about your emotions or your feelings or whatever's going on in here, you're trying to avoid it by pushing it away. It doesn't necessarily go away. It just mutes it for the time being. When she said that, I was like, ooh. Yeah.
It's a Band-Aid.
That's exactly what they said. They say it's a Band-Aid. You try to put a Band-Aid over it. And whenever, like, and they mentioned it, like, the analogy of, like, putting a Band-Aid over, like, a kind of like a jug of water that has a hole or something. So, but then as soon as it gets way too full, then the Band-Aid comes off. Everything bursts out. And then you're just going to be, like, all overstimulated with your thoughts and everything. So that's what I'm saying. You need to practice this speaking it out loud to yourself when you're alone, because it's it helps. It just it's kind of like inhaling.
You can let the feelings go. Like it's just like
let it go.
It's just like
a fart. Like
yes, if you will.
Like I remember.
Do not hold it in, please. You know what that will do to you.
Even a number 2, a deuce.
Yes. Or like whenever you think you have to fart, but it's sharp,
and you hold it in.
It's like just go sit on the toilet. Just go sit on the toilet and let it out. Better to be safe than sorry.
Sometimes, speaking and realistically, sometimes I don't have the time to. I hate it. So I have to hold it in.
Oh gosh. Are we talking about farts still or sharks?
Or poop?
Both. Oh, okay. I always hold on in my farts too, though. I know it's bad.
That's probably why he has so much gastrointestinal problems.
I know. I need to be better.
Oh my gosh, my inner dialogue is like, Sadie. Oh my goodness.
Like I said, I'm like, if you are someone that if you think back and you're like, wait, I don't know, I don't talk to myself. I don't have an internal dialogue. My question is that, holy crap, like, how do you even function?
Or
I feel
maybe
like it helps me function.
Or maybe only people who have mental illness like us
But that's the thing though.
Like maybe someone who doesn't have like any, because not everybody has mental health problems. So maybe like for example, my significant other, I don't think that he has like a dialogue.
Ask him, find out. I'm gonna ask that. Here's the thing, because because coming from, I mean, yes, that's a great point. Maybe it's just people with like actual mental health issues, or not even necessarily. Okay, but can we take a detour real quick, because I'm like, do you guys ever think that like, because I think all of us obviously has mental health issues to some point, some degree, but I never knew like not everybody has mental health issues. Because coming from our own point of view and surrounding ourselves with people with mental health issues, not necessarily issues, but I mean just like
anxiety, depression, ADHD, whatever, etc.
ADHD, blah blah blah. Okay, so because we see, there you go. There's an example right there. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. But like because we surround ourselves with each other and we are similar in some type of way, like it's almost hard to imagine like you said, to be in a completely different
normal.
No, because you know what, normal is a label. Yeah, let me put it back on you. Normal is a label. So
normal is a label that I don't want to be. And you know what? Even if you have an inner dialogue, it's okay. That does not necessarily mean you're crazy. Okay, at all. It's normal, actually. Actually, we were just talking about labels about normal. No, but it's okay. It's okay.
See, now we're like, whoa. We gotta watch what we say. I'm just kidding. But for real, like I personally think that if you don't have an internal dialogue, what's wrong with you? Like that's what I'm thinking, So if you personally don't have an internal dialogue, can you tell us? Yeah, like tell us that you don't. And I just want to sit down and talk. I have some questions. You know what I mean?
What would you ask them?
I would ask them. So how do you like go along?
Function?
Yeah, how do you
like give me an example.
Give an example of your day to day. Like how do you just. I don't know, because I mean, at some point, people have to have some type of inner dialogue,
like talking to narrating, any type of talking to themselves,
right? Like narrating, or like I'm gonna brush my teeth now,
and it doesn't even,
or even think about like your day, like I'm gonna do this and this
today.
And this,
I'm gonna
have,
or it's like, ooh, do you guys smell that? Man, what does that smell? Like I'm thinking about that, like just a little bit of dialogue.
And it doesn't even have to be necessarily like all the time, It's just like, I mean, here and there, like you've got.
Well, see, that's the thing. Some people can shut it off. Some people. I mean, like in Valerie's case, I would say that she can shut off with her medication,
right?
Like to some degree, because she says she doesn't have as much. But people that are unmedicated like me, I'm like, girl, that thing is always talking. Yeah. She need to shut up because she keep going and god damn.
That's one of the.
I'm getting headaches.
One example is whenever I try to fall asleep and I can't, and that's because like in my mind, like even after like put my phone down and everything and I close my eyes and I try to fall asleep, like if I don't have anything like playing in the background, like I know you just say you do your little music thingy in the background to help you, calming music. I used to do that, but my brain works in a way where if I'm listening to music and I'm closing my eyes, then I start envisioning myself dancing, or I start envisioning myself I know, seriously.
So for me, I have to listen to music, because if I don't, then it's too quiet. And that's when I start thinking about something, and then I start talking to myself, and then I start thinking about like, I don't know, I just start thinking about a bunch of unnecessary things, and then I'm like, why am I thinking about this? I should be sleeping. I need to sleep. I know I'm gonna be tired tomorrow if I don't sleep. And then I'm just like, okay, I need to sleep. And then I play music, and then I can't listen to music with words, because then I think about the lyrics.
Exactly.
And then I think deep about the lyrics.
God damn.
Or then I think about like the music video of that song.
Yes.
So that's why I only listen to like instrumentals, or like ocean waves, or like rainfall sounds.
So you imagine yourself like surfing.
See, in a sense,
because then it's like white noise, and so like I just close my eyes. Okay, this is what I do when I go to sleep. I close my eyes and I just picture myself like falling backwards like this. I picture myself with that, and then I think about the exact feeling of when I wake up, and I'm like, oh, that was such a good sleep. I think about that exact feeling, and then I'm like, okay, that will make me fall asleep, because then I look forward to that feeling.
I can't do that. See, in a sense now, I feel like in a sense that when my anxiety ADHD is more severe than yours in that category, because like I said, even with your instrumental music, I tried that in the past, right? I've tried everything. I've tried calming music, I've tried lullabies, I've tried whatever to make it calm for me. I've tried beach waves, and it's crazy because as much as I love the beach, if I listen to beach waves, I start imagining myself in the water and I'm drowning, blah blah blah. It's just crazy how my brain works. The instrumental music makes me feel like I envision myself dancing. I'm doing like a rhythm. I don't know. I can't do it. So the only thing that has helped me so far is rain sounds. Right, I have to play rain sounds on YouTube, and it's a specific one too. I have it saved on there. Every time I click on it, rain sounds for sleeping.
I have a playlist.
I've played like there's a specific one where there's like little thunder in the background. Then I can't do that because then I think about thunder and it's just crazy. And there's one that is like rain coming, like hitting a car or hitting like the roof. That's also, I don't like that one because I think about peeing in water. You see what I mean? And then, so it has to be a specific one in here where it's just light rain, not super hard rain, but it's light rain.
What is that
and
word?
That's white noise for me.
What is that word that describes
sensory overload?
No, that word that describes stuff like that. Like you have to do certain things that like it's not like tics, but it's like
OCD.
Specific OCD.
No,
but I don't know if you heard about this, but I think you may have anxiety.
That's probably what it is.
Because my coworker, her anxiety is so bad that she could not sleep for more than like 3 hours a day. Like she has a hard time falling asleep, and she just got done being on medication. Like she just got on meds, and she said it's helped her a lot.
I don't want to be on that.
I keep telling you to just try.
I know, but here's the thing. Well, I mean, y'all know about my sleep. What is it? Amnesia?
Insomnia.
Amnesia.
You literally have sleep
I've had it for like the longest time now. But then lately, I don't know if it's just because I've actually I've stopped taking the sleeping aid pills from Walmart. I used to like really depend on that every single night. I'll take one in order to make myself fall asleep. But then like this past week, I have not been taking any because I was like, I want to try without it, and I've actually been exhausted and tired because work's been busy. So I don't know if it's just that or if it's literally all a mental thing. I try to make myself and I know I'm like maybe it's just a mental thing. If I think of that, I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep tonight. I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep.
Yeah, and I honestly think you've been using like melatonin in the past. Like I think you're
that was a long time ago though.
I know, but I feel like maybe you've
dependent on that.
Your body's built to tolerance.
Used to it. It's used to it.
Yeah. You really should try the anxiety medicine.
Anxiety. Well, yeah, that's
I've always been
like
that was a pill pusher, okay?
For example,
because
her blanket right here,
my weighted blanket. I have to have this to sleep.
She's like, I have to have it
You
because it
feel
helps
like you
me
can't
feel secure. And I'm like, me on the other hand, it will make me feel so
suffocated.
Sadie, why don't you just sleep with the fan on?
I do have the fan on as well.
I sleep with the fan on too.
I start putting the fan on like that too. I put the fan on, but then it's not like it helps a little bit, but then like
it's not relaxing.
It's not. I mean, it's relaxed. It's not. I guess in a way, not like the volume is not to a good enough point for me to be like, okay, it's a white noise for me in the background. That's why.
Have you tried white noise?
No, I don't like white noise. I hate white noise.
What about brown noise?
What's brown?
They have this thing called brown noise that is not as
in between.
Yeah, it's not as intense as white noise.
No, I'm just gonna stick with the rain.
Okay, whatever works for you.
It's helped me. Yeah.
See, I feel like we all have like we know like certain weird little tics and things
literally.
that we could think about like whenever we're sleeping. Like I have specific things that I have to do. It's like. Whenever you were just talking about how when you listen to the beach, then it reminds you of.
It makes me feel like I'm in the water.
Can I tell you
of the water, and then it makes. Whenever you said beach, I automatically thought. See, my head was already right. See, okay,
the inner dialogue.
Yes, okay. Okay. So now I'm waking up a little bit earlier. I low-key was disassociating a little bit. That's why I was just sitting like this. I was really disassociating while you guys were going back and forth. I was zoning out. I was not in it. But now that you're talking and my brain is like riled up
clicking,
now.
Yep.
Start clicking, Stephen.
So when you said beach, I literally thought about the exact moment that I went into Miami on the beach, and I don't know why, but when I'm at the beach though, I'm like, yeah, people think the beach is so pretty, but all I think about is how many people have died in this beach.
Ew.
How many people have drowned?
I don't ever think of that.
How many dead? That's what I'm saying. Like our minds are all so wired so differently.
Differently.
But like, because you know how people think about the beach is so pretty and like a nice and getaway. So when you said beach, I instantly thought about my exact moment of me being at the beach, and then I was looking at the beach, and I'm like, it's so pretty, but yet it's so scary because so many people have died and drowned. And how many dead bodies are in there? And then it made me think about, why am I thinking about dead bodies and negative stuff?
This conversation is going for a turn.
No, I'm just saying
that inner dialogue.
It's so different. It's so different, and I'm like, that's just what like sometimes my inner dialogue can get so loud, and it can turn so fast, just like this conversation, that I'm just like, oh, I have to like.
Get back. Redirect.
Yeah, I have to like redirect myself and like cut myself off because I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the fuck am I thinking about? Just like earlier, I was like, when you guys were talking, I was hella disassociating. I was just like, I don't know. I was just zoning out, and then I was like, and then whenever Tiana screamed, that woke me up. When she screamed, that woke me up really bad, and I like snapped out of it, and then now I'm here with it.
I do ask myself a lot sometimes when I forget. I literally say, what was I talking about? What was I doing again? So in a sense, I guess I do have first person and second person point of view.
You do. Maybe border personality disorder. I don't know.
Dude, I didn't think of that. No, seriously.
Because it's like she always talks in like first person and second and third. Like she alternates.
I do alternate a lot, dude. I swear. I think I have split personalities.
Not split, girl. Border personality disorder.
I know. I have bipolar, and.
Okay, can I talk about something?
Yes, let's unpack it. She goes again.
No, you guys were talking about like what things can make you guys like go to sleep, like your internal dialogue.
What helps you?
For me, there's one thing that can always make me fall asleep.
What?
You were to not have like internal dialogue, and you do not think about if you have to always plan where you're gonna say and how you're gonna say it, how exhausting is that? You know what I mean? Because
I mean that's what we do.
Well, I know, but in a professional sense. But then like I'm talking about like right now
like we're on the fly,
and like if you're around like your people, your circle, your safe circle, and your friends, like
like having to be cautious
every single time. You know
what's that called? Coping mechanism?
No,
defense mechanism.
No, I know what Sadie's talking about. Sadie's talking about like you have to
watch what you
say.
Like
you have to watch what you say. Like you can't be your true authentic self because then you're like we're worried about what. So you're like, oh wait, before I say this, is anyone gonna get ticked off about it? Or is anyone gonna feel some type of way? Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about because Evan.
Damn, bitch.
She's passionate about that.
I know exactly what you're talking about because Evan, he told me that whenever one time he went out with these people that they're not used to being around
open-minded.
They're not used to being around gay people, and so he felt like he couldn't be his true self, and he had to be cautious about everything that he said or did, or like he didn't want to act too gay because he didn't want to make people feel uncomfortable. But then it's like, why are you gonna put yourself around people that feel why are you gonna make yourself uncomfortable to make others comfortable?
Yes, and let this episode just be said. This should be called "Just Be Yourself." You should not need to put on a filter for everything. And you know, that's the beauty about our podcast, and honestly this episode is that not everything has to be okay. We are never scripted. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
We really are. But we just have a topic and we go.
Yes, literally.
Obviously, you can tell by this unhinged episode.
Unhinged for sure.
That is the word I was looking for. Not off the rails. No, I said off the rails. I was thinking about.
But this just shows like this is literally how we are when we conversate, and we're just trying to create a safe space. So we're just literally just
now. I just because of me, how my brain works, I know that there's a lot of people that are like different. So this may even be a little overstimulating for some viewers.
I'm so sorry. I never thought about that.
No, because working in my field, in my field, like it's just I have to be very conscious of that. That's why in my field I have to be. I can't necessarily be my most authentic self or my. Honestly, okay, here's the thing. Now I'm thinking, my mind's
you know what I'm thinking about? Okay.
My mind's rambling. Hang on, let me finish my thought.
Okay, hurry before I lose mine.
I'm thinking about, goddamn, here they go again.
Okay, go. Before I lose mine.
I'm not saying that I'm not necessarily not my authentic self. Whenever I'm at work, I am my authentic self, but then it's just in that environment, I am my authentic self because I know how to.
My kids.
Sorry, because I know how to be that authenticity, and then over here with my friends, this is my other point of my authenticity. You know what I'm saying? So like, so I am still being very, like, I'm saying the word authentic a lot. I am still being my
Sadie
true
authentic.
real self.
If you guys know from back then, Sadie authentic.
Is my Instagram name. But yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm just being real with me wherever I am, but then I wherever I am, I know how to kind of like shift it in order to adjust to that environment and what
adjust with the group
of people. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Okay. Now what's your thought?
Okay, before I lose it. Okay, so whenever you guys are talking about overstimulating,
yes.
So what I think about when I think about overstimulating, it's like whenever there's like a meme or something where this person was like helping teach their kid like math, and it's like, what's 1 + 1? I don't know. And it's like, what if Jerry has one apple and Sally has one apple, then how many apples? And you're like, I don't know. And you're like so overstimulated, and you're just like,
yeah.
So I feel like some people when they listen to this episode, that might be
the case. And like I said, and that's okay.
It's just too much at one time.
Yeah, and that's okay if you don't really you can't
vibe
really
with
vibe with
just
it.
Skip this episode.
That's fine too. But then I feel like there are people out there that are not exactly, but can can
Does your
relate to
mind
this.
can run
Like,
like
can
ours.
follow.
Yeah.
Follow along, and
Yes.
even if you're one of those, you're probably cracking up with us as we're going, and I love that for you. So yes, come join.
This is
Join
just
the club.
I think this is just an openness on saying like how different everybody's inner dialogue can be, and how
It really-
tangent, how far the tangent can go,
Yes.
and when you are just talking on the top of your brain instead of having to think about every minuscule movement that you're doing or talking about, because that's how conversations should be. And I think now
Like you should just bounce off of each
yes,
other.
in this day and age, it's so hard to have a conversation. I think especially after COVID, how hard it is to just socialize and talk about whatever's on the top of your head instead of like pre-calculating every single thing. Like,
You know what this is? Whenever you can. Like, just being able to, as
we're just socializing.
we are, like, as you're talking and like you said, bouncing off of each other. If I say what you're gonna say, I'm gonna freak out. I hope I'm not. Okay, but then I'm thinking like you can also work in like in a romantic relationship when you first start talking to someone. You know how like you can it just comes fluidly, and you can bounce naturally.
Yeah.
It's chemistry.
Or even like us, like yesterday we went to one of our friends' dinners, and it's like just socializing like that with people that you don't know. I think is a really awesome skill to have.
Yes.
I think being able to think on your feet. That's what it is. Just like think on your feet, on your toes.
I feel like because of COVID, people lost the sense of how to socialize.
Conversating.
Even after COVID, I mean, COVID's still happening, but like even after the rough parts of COVID, people were still like, "Oh no, keep your distance." Like
well,
don't
not
look
only
at
that,
and then like people don't know how to talk to people anymore.
They're just they're limiting themselves. Themselves. Get it out. Spit it out.
I think COVID made it really easy for people to be more introverted and like retreat more into themselves rather than like,
because you didn't have to talk to anybody. Everybody had masks on too, and you didn't want to talk to somebody in case they were going to be coughing all over you. So everyone just kept.
But socializing and being able to socialize and having social skills is such a nice
social skill.
A nice You can help me with this, girls. A nice trait to have.
Yes.
Because
it's a necessity.
I put people skills.
I think it's a necessity. Being in this day and age, you have to you have
to know how to communicate.
Yes. And not just for any career, but then like in general, like as an adult now,
as a human
being, you should like even like as kids, we teach our kids how to like talk, ask them how you're doing.
Okay, because you guys know at least a couple of people in your life where they're just like socially awkward. They just cannot talk to people.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. It's like just like when they have conversations with someone, you're like, why would you say that?
Yeah,
or like why would you act like that? It's like. Or it's just like they don't know how to socialize.
They don't know how to.
Or they don't get the flow of the conversation, and there's just like
what's called social cues.
Yes, social cues, and it's like, bro, you didn't catch that. Like
how did you not catch that?
Yeah, it's like
it's
like whenever you're trying to end a conversation, and you're like, okay. I was like, oh, well, that's good, and you're trying to say, well, that's good. We'll see you later, and you're like, well, that's good, and then they're like, and they're like, yeah, that's good, but then this, and I'm just like, oh yeah, and
they don't know how to use social cues.
Like, bro, I want to leave.
Very a vital skill to have in life nowadays, and like just in general. Because
if you ever have opportunity, you guys should definitely take public speaking classes.
Yes.
Did you guys all have to take it?
Yes, I loved my public speaking class.
I hated it because
really? I loved it
because here's the thing. I will be honest. I was not the best at socializing growing up. Like, I mean, I guess
like public speaking.
Yeah, public speaking.
You know what it is? I think because you talk really fast.
I do talk. I know.
She talks so
my students are always like, Miss Lee, why do you talk so fast? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I catch myself, and then I'm like,
wait, hold on.
I'm like,
they're like trying to write notes, like,
I don't have dude. If you
she's like, all right, everybody got that.
On to the next chapter.
Like I'm saying, I'm a freaking squirrel, like a crackhead without crack. But then like I'm talking so fast, and I'm like, but did you guys understand me though? Was I clear? And they're like, yeah, but you talk so fast. And I'm like, I've had my students say that to me so many times. And even whenever we're listening to some of our episodes, I'm like, holy crap, I talk so fast. Like, even
if you guys ever listen to Leslie and Sadie having a conversation, like you will be literally culture shock like me at Whiskey 918. I would like if you listen to them have a conversation, you're just like
you're literally like
just bouncing backwards, like,
that's what everybody
because they both talk so fast.
You know those old ping pong machine, those pinball machines where you like pull it back and it goes. That's literally.
And I never understood what people said until like I really sit back and watch our episodes, and I hear myself talk, and I'm like, holy crap, I do talk fast. So even whenever I'm at work and I'm talking to my coworkers, and they're like, okay, like I can tell that they're kind of trying to catch up.
So then you know to slow down a little bit.
I have to slow myself down, and even whenever I'm lecturing, I'm like, okay, so students to this page, this, and I'm like, Leslie and I had a conversation about this before. We're like, I can't talk slow. I just can't do it. It's too slow for me. So
you're trying to get your things out. It's
the ADHD. I don't know what it is.
You know, somebody said there was a nice tip that somebody said about public speaking that I think really helps with that is it's okay to take
your time.
Pauses.
Yes.
Because it allows you to gather your thoughts instead of using filler words like, like, and.
Are you talking, is it that lady? Is it the Hispanic lady on, she's like a lawyer or something?
Girl, I got no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, because, a girl on TikTok was giving, she gave some advice about public
speaking. It allows you to gather your thoughts, and it allows the audience to process, comprehend,
and process what you're talking 100%. About.
Absolutely. I agree. I am working on that, and I feel like I've gotten better because back then I did not know how to, like, pause at all talking while I'm talking to people. For my speed. Yeah, because this just comes naturally to me. You know what I mean? Like, it just comes naturally. But then now I am better now. As you can tell, I am slowly slowing my speed.
She's slowing down now.
I am. Why? So you guys can understand. But yes.
Damn, bitch, you didn't have to do it that slow. She said,
I can understand.
Leslie and I were like, dang, it's just like, it irritates us to talk slow. But then, yeah, I mean, like I said, at least I'm clear. At least my words are clear.
You are. Even though you talk fast, you're very concise.
Yes.
As always, we upload a new episode every Monday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are on Apple Podcasts, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Anchor, Spotify. Dare I say Spotify? Mm-hmm. We are on all those platforms at 116th Hotline, so be sure to follow, like, subscribe, leave a review. Yes. This was more of a just rambling episode.
Just a rambling. It started with inner dialogue, and then the inner dialogue came out. It literally took over. So thank you so much for listening and sticking around. I know it was really messy, but that's, I mean,
this is real life.
This is our podcast, and we just,
life.
We just let it roll with the punches. So.
Stick around. We'll see you next week. Bye.